weekend, the ANC Youth League conference, which is happening for the first time in years. We had the ANC Secretary General, Fikile Mbalula, officially opening up that event earlier on this afternoon. eNCA's Moloko Moloto is on the ground and joins us for the very latest there. A lot of things that Fikile Mbalula weighed in on when it comes to the Youth League and the role that they play, not only as the Youth League, but as an important body within South Africa. What are the other sentiments that are coming through this afternoon, Moloko?
Well, Rafiwa, the other thing that Fikile Mbalula said was that this Congress is going to proceed despite the challenges that it faces. And one thing that really stood out for me was when he said that this Congress should have actually have been held long time ago. The National Executive Committee member who was responsible for organizing at the time, Nomvula Mukonyane, he says, briefed them as the ANC leaders that the Congress of the Youth is ready, but he says there were some of the leaders in the ANC Youth League who connived with some of the leaders in the African National Congress to delay that, essentially saying they had their own interest, and when they realized that they were not ready at the time, they were not happy with this conference proceeding. But today, yes, it is underway. But let's speak to some of the delegates and some of the leaders who sit in the National Task Team of the Youth League, who are also unhappy with processes. I'm joined now by Sisophela Mkhize, who is serving in the NYTT of this ANC Youth League. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time. If you can just outline the key issues that you are unhappy with.
Look, I think firstly I must say that I am not unhappy because I want to be elected in this Congress, but this is the last national Congress that I'll ever attend of the ANC Youth League, and I'm leaving the ANC Youth League at 30 years old. But I want to make sure that I don't participate in thuggery and I don't participate in killing further the ANC Youth League. What is happening here is that, for instance, we sit the NYTT meeting of which Comrade Mbalula addressed, and when he left the meeting, we continued with the business of the meeting, and the meeting did not adopt the audit report. So my worry really is not even self-centered. My worry is that this is not the Youth League that we know. This is not how you run processes of the organization. And as things stand right now, you have comrades that have not yet been registered, but they have audit report that says that they are legitimate delegates, but they're not registered because they have apparently a differing view.
So if you say the NYTT hasn't adopted the audit report, does it mean, therefore, that perhaps the legitimacy of the conference is at stake here? The credentials that would be adopted would not necessarily be the true reflection of the state of affairs in terms of the branches and delegates?
I want to tell you that in our NYC meeting, when audit report was presented, we discovered only then that we did not even meet the 70% threshold that requires the National Congress to set. And then registration was reopened, so some comrades registered, some comrades did not register. I'm saying that we understand the Youth League, and we know that processes are not always going to be 100% done, but this is a daylight heist, if I may put it that way. This is not the Youth League. This is just something that has been turned into a desk, and intimidation to members of the ANC Youth League has been done. Members of the Youth League have been intimidated. Those who are MMCs, those who are mayors, those who are members of parliament, comrades have been intimidated, and that is not the Youth League. I speak now as an elder, as much as I'm at 30, but I speak as an elder because I lead the ANC now, and I do not understand how the ANC will put its hands and its nose so deep in matters of the ANC Youth League. We understand where it tasked him. We were not elected. we would have wanted to be elected before. As you know, that I once stood for the position of president, and I withdrew my contestation because I felt I must focus in the ANC where young people have sent me.
You're talking of intimidation. We have heard the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, saying that he will not tolerate anarchy. At least he was speaking publicly. Are you suggesting that even as you are meeting as the appointed structure, of course, as the NYTT, the intimidation also continues at that level where you ought to be expressing yourselves? And who's intimidating you?
Look, at this point in time, old as I am not really willing to, get into too much depth. I think we'll meet somewhere with some comrades because we're all leading the ANC now. So we'll meet somewhere with some comrades, and they must account on how they run processes of the ANC Youth League. You can't have the ANC. We've had and led the NYTT before. We appointed structures. We disbanded provinces. It was not the ANC that did that. And we sat here and we said, look, we want the Congress to continue, but the Congress must be fair. The processes must be fair. As I speak to you right now, my sub-region is outside, and there were no disputes from my sub-region. Kandla sub-region had no disputes, and my comrades are outside because it is perceived and believed that CISO is not supporting a particular perspective. Therefore, let's deal with delegates. You do not run a Congress like that. I'm going to take you, before you close me out, I'm going to take you back to Nasrec, a conference of the ANC. It was fairly, we contested each other there in the conference of the ANC. It was fairly, but here, people are outside. Comrades came inside the Congress. Comrades must come inside the Congress. Audit report must be adopted. All issues must be sorted. Delegates that are not registered, I'm saying, if someone says they contest you, why do you want to take away their delegation?
Yeah, as much as you as the NYTT are having to deliver this Congress, ultimately the Office of Secretary General of the ANC is the one that is overseeing this. And when you talk of processes, the Secretary General or the Secretariat ought to understand fully the importance of complying with processes. What should we read out of this? And I'm asking this in view of Mbalula himself. He's saying that there are people who are saying to him, hello SG, hello the future. And some are even saying he must be the president of the ANC. How do we juxtapose this alleged flaunting of rules and him, perhaps some people lobbying him for the presidency of the ANC, knowing that the elected structure of the ANC will be very critical in deciding who becomes the next ANC president?
Look, I do not know Comrade SG's preference as things stand, because he has not really said he prefers this one or that one. But I want to say it honestly so, that the removal of Comrade Xola is very questionable as things stand. The timing of it, actually.
The convener who presided over the PEC election in the Eastern Cape.
The convener that presided over the EC Congress. And my worry is that the timing is quite a problem. And leaders of the ANC must really disabuse themselves from meddling with issues of the ANC Youth League. I mean, leaders of the ANC are supposed to provide clarity, to provide guidance. They are not supposed to intimidate or threaten members of the ANC.
All right, thank you very much. With the remaining 2 minutes, I want to speak to Tutuile Zuma, who is the national organizer in that NYTT. And I understand that you are one of the people who are contesting for the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League. What has been your observation? She's talking very strongly that there's thuggery, there's intimidation of the delegates.
Well, my name is Comrade Tutuile Zuma. I'm the national fundraiser of the ANC Youth League. Indeed, I have been nominated by some branches to contest the position of Treasurer General, and I am available. On the issues of manipulation of processes, I think those are internal matters, but I must register that there is a very heavy hand of the structures of the ANC and their subcommittees, and there are very foreign and inconsistent matters that we have observed and will raise quite sharply in the plenary.
But when you discuss these issues in the structure, even with the SG and other deployees of the ANC, NEC, who fully understand the processes, are you being heard?
Well, look, the SG is the SG of the African National Congress. He has a lot on his plate, and so I would not want to really put that at his door to say whether we're being heard or we're not being heard. The comrade who has been seconded by the ANC NEC to assist the ANC Youth League is Comrade Mdu Manana, who's in organizing subcommittee and NDRC subcommittee. And that's where there have been very irregular practices, and those are the things that we'll be raising sharply. We've been raising them sharply in the NYTT, but we will continue to do so in plenary as well.
Yeah. Finally, before I let you go, you were there for a nomination at the branch level. You did not meet the threshold. Are you hoping that you will be nominated from the floor and be able to meet the threshold for the election possibly of TG?
No, I'm not hoping to be nominated from the floor. I will be nominated from the floor, and I will accept that nomination.
Thank you very much. Tutuile Zuma, very confident that she will be on the ballot to contest for the position of Treasurer General. Of course, the members of the ANC Youth League, possibly, as you can see, as I'm asking my colleague Mokhomutsi to show you, they are going into plenary. That is where they are going to be exchanging ideas and arguing, definitely, more especially because there's this whole issue around credentials, which in many instances, in all the conferences of the ANC, be it of the league or the mother body itself, the issue of credentials is always contentious. Profiwa.
It really is, and as you say, we've seen it in the mother body, and we are seeing it within the Youth League as well. Moloko Moloto out there covering the ANC Youth League conference that is heading into plenary, as you've just seen there on your screens. Of course, we'll continue to bring you updates as those developments continue to unfold throughout the rest of the afternoon into the evening, and of course tomorrow, which is set to be the final day.